You know those people who creates a problem but then somehow gets mad that the problem even exists? Because today's story is about a man who literally begged for an open relationship through a full emotional TED Talk tantrum until his fiance finally agreed. But then he completely lost his mind when she was actually better at it than him. Like, sir, you opened the restaurant, so why are you mad that customers are actually showing up? And somehow the story only gets worse because by the end, he is calling her names, punching windows, demanding a scoreboard system, and acting like he's the victim of a game that he created. This story is genuinely one of Reddit's most infamous relationship disasters. And honestly, it feels like watching someone light their own house on fire, then blame the smoke detector. So grab your snacks because this one is messy. Hello, friends. Welcome back to my channel. So, OP, she's 25. She's been with her fiance for 4 years. They're engaged, normal future plans, house, kids, dogs, stability, the whole like Pinterest board. And according to her, everything was actually fine until her fiance discovers that his friends supposedly slept with over 100 women before settling down. I just need everyone to pause here because this is the kind of information that should enter your brain and then leave your brain. Like, okay, congrats, Chad. What does this have to do with you? But no, this man spirals. He's out of control. Apparently, hearing this absolutely shattered his psyche because suddenly he starts feeling insecure about his own experience level, which then leads to him proposing an open relationship. Now, OP says she was immediately disgusted by the idea. She didn't want it, she didn't ask for it, she didn't even sound remotely interested at all. But he pushed and he pushed, and apparently had such a massive emotional meltdown that she finally agreed, which already feels like the beginning of like a, Dateline episode. Because if someone has to emotionally like hostage negotiate their partner into an open relationship, that's probably not ethical non-monogamy. That's just I don't even know what kind of recipe that is. Now, here's the part where the universe looked at this man and said, "Oh, you want to learn a lesson today?" Because this man truly thought he was about to enter his hot boy era. He probably imagined women just throwing themselves at him, music playing, slow motion Tinder matches, and a cinematic comeback story. Meanwhile, reality said, absolutely not. Because while OP was nervous at first, she eventually realized that she was actually really good at casual dating. And honestly, her explanation made sense. She said without the pressure of needing a relationship, she became more confident socially, more relaxed, better at flirting, and before she knew it, she was thriving. Meanwhile, her fiance, two hookups. That's it. And apparently both were like terrible. I'm sorry, but the contrast is like it's sending me. She is out here collecting experiences like Pokemon Go while this man is out here fighting for survival on dating apps. And then comes a moment that completely detonates his ego. You ready for it? So eventually they sit down for a where are we now conversation. And somehow the topic of numbers came up. Huge mistake because OP revealed that she slept with 42 men during the open relationship period. And this man absolutely just short circuits, okay? According to her, he just keeps repeating 20 times, 20 times more than me, like a malfunctioning NPC. And honestly, this is the exact moment he realizes he accidentally created his own personal psychological horror movie because he wanted the fantasy of being desired by hundreds of women. But instead, he had to watch his own fiance become the main character. And instead of simply admitting that, like, hey, this arrangement isn't for me. He does something so unserious. He proposes rules, not normal rules either. Oh no. This man wanted a whole leveling system. According to OP, he wanted her to stop seeing other people until he reached 10 women. And after that, she could only sleep with one new guy for every 5 women he slept with. Sir, this is not a video game, okay? What do you mean? Congratulations, babe. I unlocked another turn for you. Like, imagine managing intimacy with achieving milestones or badges. Sorry, honey, you can't go on your date tonight. I'm only at level 6. I would literally evaporate. This is where OP starts waking up emotionally, okay? She realizes that this relationship has become really weird. Like, she says she doesn't even want this kind of life anymore. She doesn't want scoreboards, negotiations, or even a competition. She just wanted like a normal future. And honestly, that line hit me because you can literally feel the exhaustion. And at this point of the relationship, it isn't about connection anymore, it's about ego. His ego, really, especially. And Reddit absolutely just explodes, okay? People are roasting him, calling out the manipulation, calling out the insecurity, period. And unfortunately, also attacking her. Because apparently, every time a woman gets to enjoy casual relationships online, the internet loses like oxygen. People flooded her inbox by calling her names, insulting her, shaming her, which is wild considering he is the one that asked for this. He literally opened the door and then got mad she walked through it faster. Now, the next update gets dark, okay? Because after reading thousands and thousands of comments, OP realizes she needs to leave him. So she goes to his house to break things off. And before she can even start, this man says, I may not be ready to accept your apology. Your apology? Sir, for what? For succeeding too hard at the challenge you invented? This audacity needs to be studied. And OP instantly loses all of her patience. She just tells him it's over. And apparently that shocked him, which honestly tells me like everything. Because men like this genuinely believe they can insult, degrade, manipulate, and emotionally terrorize women while still trying to keep them. He starts begging her to explain why. She tries to leave, and then it escalates. He blocks the doorway, he grabs her arms, he's like not letting her leave. And she finally has to threaten calling the police before he lets her go, which is actually really terrifying. But somehow it still doesn't end there. As she's driving away, this man runs outside and starts punching her car window. Absolutely horrifying behavior. And afterward, he spam calls her, texts her dozens of times. She blocks him, deletes everything, and decides she's done. And honestly, thank goodness. Because once someone escalates physically like that, it changes absolutely everything. So fast forward to a few days later, OP posted one more final update. She mailed the ring back, she started therapy, and decided she wanted to stay single for a while. And honestly, like, good for her. Because beneath all that chaos, the story is actually really sad. You have two people who probably could have had a normal, happy, healthy relationship until insecurity completely just poisoned it, right? And that's a real lesson here. This was never about like an open relationship, it was about comparison. The fiance compared himself to another man. He felt inadequate, and instead of working through that insecurity internally, he tried to fix it externally. And external validation just never heals internal insecurity, okay? And it's important to note that, external validation will never heal internal insecurity, it just magnifies it, which is exactly what happened here. But I do want to know what you guys think because the story split the internet like in half. Do you think the relationship was doomed the moment he asked, or do you think there was still a way to save it even before everything exploded? Also, like, why do people keep opening relationships specifically to like increase their stats? This is not Call of Duty people. Like it's not. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's chaos. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me the most ridiculous relationship rule you've ever heard because I'm truly never disappointed by Reddit. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.